Welcome to Smashville. This is PK Subban.
I'm Dan Hamhuis.
This is Craig Smith.
This is Mike Fisher.
But you need to dig in right now, every guy.
Everybody loves their soldiers until they come home and stop fighting.
Enough is enough.
They need me to bleed, and I'll bleed for my team.
Start playing with some jam in here. Let's go.
This is Ryan Johansson. Welcome to Smashville.
This is Philip Forsberg.
I'm Victor Arvidsson.
I'm Ryan Ellis.
I'm Matthias Ekholm.
I'm Beckerin, and you're listening to the Renegades of Puck with Crazy Charlie.
Crazy Charlie puts words in my mouth. You can't trust that guy.
If you can't get some fire, some passion, some energy, and figure out how in the hell to talk about this magnificent sport of hockey that has taken over the city of Nashville, then why are you on the radio? You don't deserve it, and you should do the honorable thing and turn your mic in. You're making a damn fool of yourself.
This is my declaration. I'm coming after every single one of you. The lazy, the tired, the boring voices out there. Your time is up. I'm Crazy Charlie Saunier.
I'm Pete Weber of the Nashville Predators.
I'm Roman Yossi of the Nashville Predators.
I'm Colton Sissons of the Nashville Predators.
I'm Eustace of the Nashville Predators.
You're listening to the Renegades of Puck
with Crazy Charlie.
Find a way, boys. No more half-stepping.
Now, here's your host and captain, Crazy Charlie Saunier.
Welcome to the Bunker. Welcome to the Renegades of Puck podcast. I'm your host and captain, Crazy Charlie Saunier. And before we get started with the No Half 7 hockey coverage, first, let me direct you to our home website, renegadesofpuck.com. Once you go to renegadesofpuck.com, you learn everything you need to know about the show and what you're getting educated about. The show, you click on that merchandise tab, takes straight to our classic logo t-shirt and all the gimmicks you've come to know, love, and expect from the Renegades of Puck. Whether that's socks, throw pillows, wall art, bed sets, makes no difference to us. After all, the easiest way to say it is that we've sold out so that you can buy in. Social media is of critical importance to this independent, unaffiliated operation, so here's how you can jump in the trenches with the Renegades of Puck. On social media, you can find us on Facebook, you can find us on Threads, and you can also find us on, Instagram. That's right, those are the three that we are primarily working on nowadays. So please, if you don't mind, give us a follow, migrate with us over to those platforms, and help us build up those accounts that we're trying to gain some traction with. You can also find us on YouTube, and that is the most important thing of all right now. We appreciate our recent subscribers, and of course, we can always use some more. So if you know the Renegades in your life, send them the links to the YouTube channel, tell them to subscribe to the channel, turn on those notifications buttons, and you'll get all the latest content from the Renegades of Puck. We sure do appreciate everybody for supporting that channel. If you'd like to support us financially, you can do so with the virtual tip jar that's right over there on the corner of the desk. You can scan that QR code at any time during the episode, or you can just go to Venmo and search Renegades of Puck. Every single dollar goes a long way to helping this independent operation known as the Renegades of Puck. So please, if you can spare it, we certainly can use it, especially now that we're into the winter time of 2025. Again, stick taps, love, and respect to everybody who's helped support this independent operation known as the Renegades of Puck. Now listen, I know it's time for the No Half 7 hockey coverage, so let me deliver the goods. It's time for operation number 965. That's right, it's time for show number 965. And at this moment in hockey history, the Nashville Predators are on break for the Four Nations tournament. They are currently in 7th place in the Central Division. After 54 games skated, they have a record of 19, 28, and 7, 45 points. Has the Predators, pretty far outside of a relevant conversation. 13, 10, and 3 is their record on home ice. That's when their next game will take place against Colorado Avalanche, but it won't take place until February the 22nd. That's right, 2 weeks without NHL hockey. The Predators have scored 144 goals this season. They've given 179 goals this season. That's a goal differential of minus 35. Again, for the Predators, they won't be back on the ice again till February the 22nd. That's the game we are going to be talking about here and previewing the Colorado Avalanche. Then the next night, the 23rd, the New Jersey Devils will be at Bridgestone Arena. On the 25th of February, the Florida Panthers will be in Nashville at Bridgestone Arena. On the 27th, the Preds close out the calendar month of February with a match against the Winnipeg Jets, also at Bridgestone Arena. On the 1st of March in New York to take on the Islanders out on Long Island, and then at Madison Square Garden the next night to take on the New York Rangers. The Central Division standings update at the Four Four Nations tournament break are as follows. The Winnipeg Jets, first place, 81 points, the only team in the Central to be at 80 or more at this moment in time. The Dallas Stars are at 70. Minnesota is also at 70. That's second and third, just on the outside looking in for an automatic qualifying playoff spot and well in the wild card hunt. The Colorado Avalanche at 68 points. Then the Utah Hockey Club at 55. St. Louis at 55. That's fifth and sixth place. The Predators at 45 points are in seventh place. And the Chicago Blackhawks in eighth place are at 41 points. For the Preds and the Colorado Avalanche, this will be the fourth and final regular season meeting. Let's take a look back at the season series so far. They met for the first time on November the 2nd. The Predators scored a 5-2 victory versus the Avalanche at Bridgestone Arena. It was a Noonan 21-24 taking the loss because he was still a member of the Colorado Avalanche. This is before the Predators made the move to bring him to Nashville. UC Saros got the start for the Predators, picked up the win 29 out of 31. Forsberg, Nyquist, Sissons, Stamkos, Yossi, all with goals in that game. The two teams would meet again on November the 11th when the Predators would go off to Denver, Colorado and fall 3-2 in overtime. Saros would pick up the loss in OT, 29 of 32. Evangelista and Sissons would pick up the goals for the Preds. Georgiev got the victory for the Colorado Avalanche, also no longer an Avs goaltender, 28 out of 30 in that one, and it was Rantanen, no longer a member of the Colorado Avalanche. Taves and Girard with the overtime game-winning goal against his former team, the Nashville Predators, on the 14th of December. It was a 5-2 victory for the Avalanche in Denver. UC Saros taking the loss 28 out of 31, a couple of empty netters at the end of the game there. Stamkos and Evangelista with a goal each. McKinnon and Lehkonen with 2 goals each for the regular season series. 1-1-1 for the Preds. They've acquired 3 out of a possible 6 points, and they've been outscored 10-9 by the Colorado Avalanche. For the Colorado Avalanche, fourth place in the Central Division, 57 games skated at the break, 3 more than Nashville, a record of 33, 22, and 2, 68 points. Again, has them just 2 points outside of an automatic qualifying playoff spot, well in the wild card hunt, and 23 points ahead of their next opponent, the Nashville Predators. On the road, the Avs are 17-12-0. They've scored 186 goals and season to give up 174 against. It's a goal differential of plus 12. In their most recent stretch of 5 completed games, we go back January the 31st. It was a 5-0 win versus the St. Louis Blues, followed up on the 2nd of February with a 2-0 win versus the Philadelphia Flyers. On the 4th of February, a 3-0 loss at the Vancouver Canucks. On the 6th of February, a 4-2 win at Calgary. And most recently on the 7th of February, a 5-4 win at the Edmonton Oilers. Blackwood got the start in net, 23 of 27, picks up the victory. The NHL ranks inside this matchup and the numbers. The Colorado Avalanche, a prolific offense, scoring 3.25 goals per game. That's a top 10 offense in the league at 9th overall, while the Predators, quite the opposite, of 2.65 goals per game, are 29th overall in the league. The Preds giving up 3.31 goals per game is 26th in the NHL, while the Colorado Avalanche are giving up 3.04 goals against per game. That's 19th. Avs shoot 29.4 shots on goal per game. That is 9th overall. The Predators, though, at 30 shots even per game, is 5th best in the league. The Preds give up 29.4 against per game. That's 25th. Colorado only giving up 26.6 shots against per game. That's 5th best in the NHL. That is a highly impressive metric right there. Only 26.5 shots against per game. In the special teams category, it is the Nashville Predators with 21.4% power play conversion rate. That's 16th overall in the NHL. 33 conversions on 154 opportunities. For the Colorado Avalanche, 21.3% is 17th, so just one spot behind the Preds. 36 conversions, 169 opportunities, so one spot behind the Predators, but 3 more conversions on the season as far as power play goals. And the penalty kill, 80.9% kill rate for the Predators, is 12th overall in the league. 31 power play goals against, while Colorado, 79.6% kill rate, is 16th in the NHL. They've given up 30 power play goals against. When it comes to the individual statistical leaders for the Nashville Predators, Philip Forsberg at 21 goals, 32 assists. That equals 53 points. He is 1 point off of a point per game pace on the season. Did not think it was possible that he would come back from the depth that he had sunk to at one point in the season, but he has really, truly turned it on ever since then. March, so 17 goals, 27 assists, 44 points to the captain Roman Jossi's at 9 goals and 28 assists for 37 points. And O'Reilly's got 14 goals, 20 assists now for 34 points. Steven Stamkos at 17 and 16 for 33. Over on the Colorado Avalanche side of things, top 5 scorers, McKinnon, 21 goals, 66 assists, 87 points, and he is notorious for tearing up the Nashville Predators. I think he is the best in the game today, and McKinnon is always a threat. One of the most impressive players you can watch carry the puck. You'll have a great opportunity to do that at Bridgestone Arena, as he does that numerous times over the game. Rantanen is the second highest scorer on the Colorado Avalanche. Only problem is he's no longer on the Colorado Avalanche. Traded to the Carolina Hurricanes recently, 25 goals, 39 assists. He was also always someone who tore the Nashville Predators a new one practically every time. Makar certainly can fill that gap and has done so in his career, 22 goals and 41 assists for 63 points. Lekkonen's got 23 and 10 for 33, and Middlestad at 9 goals, 23 assists for 32 points. And potential goaltending matchup, and listen, this is 2 weeks away, so we don't really know, but let's pen it in at this moment in time, is Blackwood at 14-6-2, a 2.13 goals against average, a 9.22 save percentage, versus UC Saros, 11-23-6, a 2.95 goals against average, an 8.99 save percentage, and 4 shutouts on the season. That's got you all set up for the Nashville Predators hosting the Colorado Avalanche when they return to the schedule after the Four Nations tournament. Looking forward to the break. We'll go back. We'll talk about the recap of the Buffalo Sabres game, the last game before the break. That's coming up next right here on the Renegades of Puck podcast.
Hockey players are as unique as the game itself, and your uniform should be tailored to fit you. Rebirth Sports is your sports apparel tailor. From shells, bags, warm-ups, hats, hoodies, branding, and more, let Rebirth Sports be your custom hockey tailor.
And don't forget to tell them they do more than just hockey.
Rebirth Sports on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Rebirth Sport, a match made in hockey.
It's now time for the Rebirth Sports full game recap. We go all the way back to February 8th, the year 2025, when the Nashville Predators were hosting the Buffalo Sabres the night before the Four Nations tournament break. Head coach Andrew Burnett deploys his lines and defensemen the following ways: Forsberg, O'Reilly, and Marchessault; Stamkos, Svechnikov, and Nyquist; Novak, Sissons, and Kemmel; Smith, McCarron, and Weisblatt back up from Milwaukee, replacing LaRue, who is out injured day-to-day. Yossi and Shen, Shea and Blankenberg, Gravel, and Barron. Noonan gets the start in net for the Preds. 36 seconds into the game, and it is a Noonan coming with a save on Kulik. First shot on goal of the game. It was followed up by Peterka's rebound off of the post. 59 seconds now. The first period is Luukkonen coming up with a save on O'Reilly. That's Nashville's first shot on goal of the game. Now we go to the 3:55 mark of the first period when it's Thompson missing the net when the between the legs attempt. He had so much time and space in this opportunity that he went ahead and tried a trick shot, and it almost worked out. 5:37 now of the first period. It's a Noonan coming up with a save on Quinn, plus the follow-up by Power, but at 6:57, the Predators break through first. Tommy Novak's 11th goal of the season picks up where he left off the previous game. He scored the Predators' last goal, and now he scores the Predators' first goal in this game, giving the Preds a 1-0 lead. 9:02 of the first now. It's Noonan coming up with a save on Thompson. 9:25 of the first. It's Brady Shea with his 6th goal of the season. Redirect off of O'Reilly, feed to the low slot. Off of the rush, he jumped up into the play and found himself in an advantageous scoring position to give the Predators a 2-0 lead on his 6th goal of the season. 11:03 of the first period. Noonan coming up with a save on Peterka. 12:28. Noonan comes up with a save on Quinn. 14:26. Another save on Power. And at 15:21, the Buffalo Sabres are breaking through as Byram gets his 7th goal of the season. Noonan never saw the shot through the flash screen. Buffalo Sabres on the board now. Nashville still leading 2-1, but at 18:25 of the first, it's Dahlin with his 7th goal of the season. A solid shot, plenty of traffic in front. Ties this game up at 2 apiece. So the Nashville Predators were up 2-0, now tied at 2. 19:42 of the first, it's Tuck off the box. 2 minutes for interference. That takes us to the end of the first period. Buffalo outshoots Nashville in the first period 13-10. But the Predators will see a carryover of 1 minute and 42 seconds of their power play going into the clean sheet of the second period. That's where we find Luukkonen coming up with a save on Novak, and then another save on Ryan O'Reilly. The 4:49 mark of the second period. It's a Noonan coming up with a save on McLeod. It's 7:06 of the second. It's a Noonan coming up with a save on Gilbert. 10:48 now of the second period. Fairly low event start to this period. Luukkonen comes up with a save on Gravel. That leads to a large scrum, and that's going to send McCarron and Gilbert off to the box. 2 minutes each. That leads to a 4-on 5-on-4 situation where Noonan has come up with a save on Byram. Rebound cleared off of the line by the defense right here. So Noonan getting the support that he needs right here. Good save, but then better support by the D. At the 12:36 mark of the second period, it's looking at coming with a save on Nyquist. 14-16 now. The second is Cousins off the box. 2 minutes for roughing during the post-whistle scrum. He took an extra couple of punches at a couple of Predators players and got caught for doing it. That's going to put the Preds on a power play, and Forsberg is going to convert for his 20th goal this season. Yossi takes a shot and it goes off of the traffic in front. Forsberg finds the loose puck and has the easy finish before anyone else can locate it. This puts Nashville Predators ahead 3-2 in the second period, and then 15-13. The second, there's Brady Shea again getting on the score sheet with his second goal of the game, his 7th of the season. He was left wide open in the slot. It worked the first time when he crashed the slot. This time, he had even more time and space, picks his spot, and puts the Predators ahead by a score of 4-2. But 17-41, the second, this game is wild back and forth. Tuck, his 19th goal of the season. It was a far side wrist shot off the post and in. This makes the game 4-3 in favor of the Nashville Predators. 19:03 mark of the second period. Noonan coming up with a save on Byram. We hit the intermission. The Buffalo Sabres out shooting the Nashville Predators 20-18. We hit the third period and it's 2:24 in before we find our first action. That's where Noonan's coming with a save on Zucker. Then 3:28 Noonan a save on Krebs. 5:10 Noonan a save on Zucker again. The Buffalo Sabres buzzing here. 5:49 now of the third period. Stamkos hitting the post not once but twice on this opportunity. 6:58 of the third. Forsberg with his 21st goal of the season. A snipe of a wrist shot off of O'Reilly's setup. That gives the Predators a 5-3 lead. 9:06 of the third. It's Barron off the box. 2 minutes for tripping. And then Shea is going to pick up a penalty. 2 minutes for hooking. This is going to lead to a 5-on-3 for 26 total seconds. And Cousins is going to cash in with his 11th goal of the season, a one-timer from the left circle after just absolute chaotic zone time. This came on the 5-on-4, so we go back to even strength, but the Predators only leading 5-4. 13-minute mark of the third period. Benson puts the puck into the net, tying the game up at 5 apiece, but it is challenged after it was kept in at the blue line. A turnover by the Preds D. The play ends up being challenged for offsides. It is overturned. The goal is taken off of the board, so the Buffalo Sabres go back to having 4 goals. The Predators' 5-4 lead is restored. An incredibly important and successful challenge here by the Nashville Predators. 14:45 now of the third period. Krebs hits the crossbar. 17:46 of the third. Newton comes up with a save on Peterka, plus the follow-up by Power. And 19:29 of the third period. It's Marchessault with an empty net goal, his 17th of the season. That gives the Preds a 6-4 lead, and that would be your final score in this game. So it looked like the Buffalo Sabres had tied the game up at 5 apiece, but that challenge works in the Predators' favor. That goal comes off the board, and the Preds hang on and get the empty net goal to get a little bit of relief there in the final seconds of the game, winning this game 6-4. They get outshot by Buffalo 29-23, and this was just one wild game right here. Predators probably should consider themselves lucky to get away with this one with the victory, even though they got out ahead early and got out ahead a couple of different times. The Buffalo Sabres were lurking this entire game, but nonetheless, the Predators come away with the victory, and after a 6-game losing streak, you'll take it any way you can get it, and the Predators go into the break with 2 points in the win column for the first time in quite some time. That's going to do it for the Reverse Sports full game recap. We've got more analysis and box score and all that stuff coming up next right here on the Renegades of Puck podcast.
Hello, hello, hello. I'm Tracy, owner-operator of Strong Style Fitness. And that's me and my training assistant, Rizzo. And we are here to bring you fitness that meets you where you are by offering circuit classes, bar-inspired classes, Tabata workouts, boot camps, guided stretching, and more, all taught by a certified personal trainer, me. To learn more, go to our website, strongstylefit.com. Subscribe on YouTube at Strong Style Fitness. Follow on social media at Strong Style Fit. But most importantly, let's get you moving. It doesn't matter if it's your first workout or you've been doing it for years. Strong Style Fitness has the workout that meets you on your journey and helps you along the path to a happier, healthier life. I understand where you've been, what you were going through, and where you were going, and I want to take you there. We'll see you on the mat. Mwah.
Welcome back in. That was a Rebirth Sports full game recap. This is the Renegades of Puck podcast. Let's do some analysis on this Buffalo game before it's time for the 2-week break for the Nashville Predators. And gets the start. He goes 25 out of 29. Gives up 4 goals against. Had to have one cleared off the goal line by the D. But you know what? It was good enough. And I say that because the Predators came away with the victory. And that's something they have not been able to do at all lately. So going into the break, it was imperative that they come away with something positive, and Noonan does it just enough to get them through this one. They pick up the 2 points. How did they get it done? It was the offense leading the way, and that has rarely been the case this season. It was O'Reilly with 4 assists in this game and 17:34 total time on ice. He was just doing the hard work, and he was making the plays and getting the puck to the people that could finish the plays off. I got to give O'Reilly a lot of credit. I thought that he was not good the night before. None of the top line players for the Predators were very good the night before. O'Reilly bounces back with 4 assists in this game. Highly impressive effort. Hopefully that's a lot of positive momentum going into the break, and then can come out of the break carrying with that. Forsberg back on the score sheet with 2 goals in this game. He's now at 21 on the season. That leads the team. He had 3 shots on goal and 6 hits, and you know what? Did it look like Phil Forsberg was playing that game kind of angry? It sure seemed like it when he was putting the puck in the net, celebrating. He had that certain look on his face. February is coming to its close very quickly. He'll go off to the 4 Nations tournament, and of course, I'm sure he'll represent well, but I don't think things have gone exactly the way Phil Forsberg wanted him to this month. But 2 goals in this game give him 21 on the season. Again, that paces the Nashville Predators now at 53 total points. Brady Shea picking up 2 goals in this game. 22-26 total time on ice. Hungry for offense. Crashing the slot hard, jumps up on the 3-on-2 rush right to the middle of the ice, gets the reward right there. Another time finds himself with some open space in front, creeps in, gets the puck, picks his spot. Brady Shea looking for offense in this game, finding it. 2 goals in this effort overall. And for Brady Shea, one of his better offensive games, obviously, as a Nashville Predator. Marchessault had a goal and 2 assists for 3 total points in this game, also 18-10 in total time on ice. And another player that had a really nice bounce back game. The Chicago game just was awful in so many different ways. Marchessault had one of the worst stat lines he had all season long. In that Chicago game, he bounces back 3 points in this one against the Buffalo Sabres. Yes, the goal is an empty netter, but I do not care about that. He found a way to get one into the net. He deserves getting credit for that. Tommy Novak picks up another goal in this game again. He scored the last goal in the previous game right there at the end. And in the first period of this most recent game, he picks up a goal. So Tommy Novak continues working hard, and he continues getting rewarded, going to the hard area. So good to see Tommy Novak in his development. If the Nashville Predators aren't thinking Tommy Novak is a part of their future plans, well, then Tommy Novak has done a good job for himself going into this tournament break by picking up a number of goals and making a number of really solid plays after having about the first 35 games of the season where he was almost completely non-existent. All right, that's going to do it for the analysis portion of this Buffalo game. Let's hear from our good friends at Stripe Digital Solutions. We'll come back. We'll get into the good cold hard numbers known as the box score. Then we'll close this thing out. And I mean, really, we're about to close this thing out for 2 weeks, but it's not for the Olympics and it's not All-Star Weekend. It's something totally different, totally new. I don't know if I'm even that excited about it. Of course, I'm going to watch it. I always do. We'll be right back. Renegades of Puck podcast.
The digital environment can be quite intimidating, time-consuming, and cumbersome, especially with all those other areas that need attention at your business, and that's why Stripe Digital Solutions is here to help. I know because that's exactly what Stripe Digital Solutions did for me and the Renegades of Puck. From designing my home website and helping me create my merchandise to special event posters, brand building, and social media management. But it's not just that, it's so much more. Stripe Digital Solutions has helped me every step of the way. From startup to full-time operation, Stripe Digital Solutions has been there to assist and advise every single step of the journey. In today's fast-paced world, the path to success is having a strong digital partner, and nobody is better in the trenches than Brandy and Stripe Digital Solutions. Get the solution before it's even a problem with Stripe Digital Solutions.
Welcome back in. Let's talk about the good cold hard numbers known as the box score. Multiple goal scorers for the Predators for the first time in a while. Forsberg with 2, Shea with 2. Marchessault also adds 1 at the empty net. Tommy Novak got the first goal of the game for the Predators. When it comes to assists, 4. That jumps right off the page at you for Ryan O'Reilly. Of course, that leads the way. 2 for Jonathan Marchessault and 1 for the captain, Roman Josi. When it comes to shots on goal, 3 was the magic number. Philip Forsberg, also Gravel, Josi, and Brady Shea, all with 3 shots on net. When it comes to blocked shots, the defenseman really stepping up. We haven't seen the defenseman stepping up and blocking a lot of shots over the course of this 6-game losing streak, and that's one of those metrics you look at. When you're losing, you're typically playing very poor in your defensive end. Barron led the way with 5. Blankenberg had 3. Josi had 3. Luke Schenn also had 3. Gravel had 2, and Brady Shea also had 1. So every one of the defensemen at least had 1 blocked shot in this game. Luke Schenn adds 11 hits to the box score in this game. Of the Nashville Predators 33 total hits, 11 of them came from Luke Schenn. 6 of them came from Philip Forsberg. Again, he was playing kind of angry in this game. Let's talk about your power play time on ice leaders. Power play went 1 for 2. Well, let's talk about your total time on ice leaders for second night of back-to-backs. So 18:30 for Philip Forsberg. That's a lot of work out there. Marchessault at 18:10. O'Reilly at 17:34. When it comes to the defenseman, it was 25-15 for Roman Josi, 22-26 for Brady Shea. Now on to that power play, which was 1 for 2, your power play time on ice leaders. Steven Stamkos at 156, Forsberg at 139, Marchessault at 139, and Roman Josi at 148. The penalty kill in this game was also 1 for 2, your PK time on ice leaders. 146 for Gus Nyquist, 138 for Sissons, 138 for Smith. 2 minutes for Nick Blankenberg, 124 for Luke Schenn, 117 for Roman Josi, and 114 for Gravel. That's going to do it for the box score. As far as the numbers go, face-off winning percentage 55.9% in favor of the Predators. That's a nice number right there. 26 block shots, 33 hits, 2 takeaways, and 16 giveaways. Your netminder on it is 25-29, 4 goals against, an in-game save percentage of 8.62, 22 even strength saves, 3 power play saves, 1 shorthanded save. And again, he did enough. That's not a great stat line by any means, but it was enough to pick up a victory, which is exactly what the Nashville Predators absolutely needed. And that's where we'll close out at operation number 965. It was a win before the break, and the Predators needed it. After losing 6 games to some of the worst teams in the NHL, it was imperative that the Predators pick up 2 points going into the break. They found a way to get it done. It was far from pretty. It was a 6-4 NHL game on a Saturday night, so it was at least that. It was back and forth. It was competitive. It was interesting. It was exciting. It was wild. There were goals taken off the board. There was a lot of crazy stuff happening out there. There was some good physical play in this game. So it was a fantastic watch. It wasn't exactly great, but the Predators come away with the victory, and it's what they needed to do going into this break. Yes, they'll have some players going off now and playing in the Four Nations tournament, but the rest of the team will have a chance to take a break, mentally reset, look themselves in the mirror, and do what they got to do. Because let's face it, the final games of the season are not going to be competing for a playoff spot or playoff position. They'll be in spoiler role, and they'll be in building for next season mode. Very curious to see what the franchise does in the next couple of weeks. After all, there should be some change coming fairly quickly. So that's going to do it for this episode. The Preds are off the ice until February the 22nd when they will host the Colorado Avalanche at Bridgestone Arena. We may drop back in and do an episode in the middle of all of this, or we may just decide to go run on the beach with pigs like Victor Arvidsson did a couple of years ago. We haven't made that determination yet. It's 37 degrees outside and raining, so we're probably not going anywhere. We'll probably be right here delivering you a new episode in about a week. So I hope you'll check that out. I'm your host and Captain Crazy Charlie Saunier. I appreciate each and every one of you. Appreciate your viewership. Appreciate your time. And most importantly, I appreciate you. Stick taps, love, and respect.